Hi, Rusty Burnside here, and again, like always, it's a pleasure to be with you. Welcome to another 15 minutes of becoming a more effective you. I don't want to keep you any longer than I have to, so let's go ahead and get started and see if we can add some value to each other here today. Today we'll be discussing character. We're going to be talking about character and how it builds our foundation and how it establishes a solid ground in the things that we do. As you know, any structure that's out there, any structure that's been built, any organization has to have a foundation. And we have to have a foundation that starts with character. Character is basically the foundation of everything we do, the decisions we make, the processes we go through. It is, I guess, if you will, our foundation. And we know that a structure without a strong foundation is going to soon start to settle, maybe settle for less, or things will come down and things will start to crack. And over time, it has a chance of failing or collapsing. And having some construction experience, I understand the importance of a strong foundation. And I understand that without a strong foundation, it doesn't matter how much money we spend on the top of it. It doesn't matter how long it took to build it. It doesn't matter the material that was stacked upon that foundation, whether it was concrete or wood or metal or whatever it was. If that foundation failed, and it was obvious that the structure was going to fail as well. So foundation is important. And so we're going to talk today about how that character builds our foundation within each of us. No matter how great that structure is, no matter how great it looks from the outside, it has the possibility of failing if the foundation underneath of it is not strong. We've all experienced this to some degree. We've seen it in businesses around the world. We've seen it in leaders. We've seen it in organizations. We've seen it within celebrities. And it doesn't take long to read in the media to look at something and on the outside it looks really nice. And before long, we find out the true character and what the foundation is made of, and it comes crumbling down. It's sad to say, but it is true, and it's around us. And sure, character, like a foundation, does not fail automatically. It's just not one of those things that our character fails automatically. We probably fail in a few different areas or find shortcomings in a different area, and then it brings the structure down. It will vary from structure to structure, just like it varies from each of us. Our characters vary in different sizes, shapes, and forms, and whatever it might be. But eventually, if it's not strong and we're not looking at it and we're not looking upon it and trying to repair it and improve it and change it and advance it, then our structure has a great possibility of come tumbling down. In the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, one of the laws is the law of solid ground, and John Maxwell talks about it in his book. And in this law, he says that character makes trust possible, and trust makes leadership possible. So in the essence, character makes trust, and trust makes leadership, which he says trust is the foundation of leadership. So what does all this mean? It means that effective people understand this, that it takes character to make trust, just as it makes concrete powder to make concrete, which in essence makes a strong foundation. With a strong foundation, we can have a strong structure. Remember, it is the foundation of leadership is important. And you say, well, I'm not a leader. And I say to you, wrong. We're all leaders. Because this is what I know. The most important person I can lead is me. If I can't lead me, there's no possibility that I'm going to lead others for long. I might lead them for a little while, but I'm not going to lead them for long enough to make a difference. And if I wouldn't follow me, how can I expect others to follow me as well? Our focus today is on character and what it means and the different things. We're going to talk about what goes on with it. But according to Webster, character is this. Webster says character is defined as the complex of mental and ethical traits marking a person. And then Webster goes on to state that character is said to be the stable and distinctive qualities built into an individual's life which determines his or her response to the things around them, regardless of the circumstances. Our character is who we are. It's what we are. It's the real deal. It's the real McCoy. It's a genuine article. It is what we are. Our character makes us up. Wouldn't it be nice in everything that we do and the decisions and the people we deal with, wouldn't it be great to understand that everything was all right, that you could read their character, they could read your character, and that they all stood on that solid ground that would help us out and that we could grow and learn from it? Character transcends many things. We need to understand this, that character transcends many things such as race, religion, education, position, titles, our personality. Character transcends all of those things. People sometimes think of a character as something a person either has or doesn't have. Well, we understand that we all have character. But when somebody says that person has character or he has character, we distinguish that as good, right? We understand that if that person has character, then it's good. You wouldn't say that probably about a gang member that he has character. And the truth is he does have character. It's probably just not what it should be, or not good as we would call it good. So our character is what determines our response to our life situations and what we do with it. The dictionary definition, as I said, character is complex. It's a complex of mental and ethical traits that those traits or qualities are built into each of us. It is our character qualities and character traits that determine how we respond to any given situation. For example, let me ask you this. When you have a meeting with somebody, whether it's a personal meeting or maybe it's just a lunch-in on a personal level, or maybe it's a professional meeting, it's a big business meeting, or do you show up early? Do you sit down and get your mind clear and kind of have that meeting before the meeting type of thing and see what you want to talk about and discuss things? And not only do you show up early for those type of things out of respect for yourself, but what about for respect for the other person? You show up early enough and let them know that you're concerned about their time and that you don't want to push them any longer. Isn't that important that we can be able to show those qualities and those different traits? And what about in your dealings daily? Is it a win-win situation for both people, or is it, I've got to get the better deal out of here, or I'm more worried about me than I am about them? Or, do you try to make it a win-win situation in all situations that you do? Character comes with traits and qualities, and there's a lot of different traits and qualities that come to mind, and we can think about these things and break them down. But at the Character Training Institute of Oklahoma City in Oklahoma there, they take character and break that trait down into 49 different character specific definite character qualities. 49 different is what makes up this foundation of ours. And some of them we're good at. Some of them we need to work on. The important thing is that we understand that we understand that we have to find the ones we're weak at, find the ones we're strong at, help them strengthen our weak ones, so our foundation becomes big enough and strong enough that we can stack a big structure on it, that we can reach our fullest potential. Remember, our character is who we are. It's what we really are. Our character communicates to other people about us. Our character says about us what we are. It communicates to other people. I want to talk about those three things right now. I want to talk about three examples of how it communicates to other people. Let's talk about first about consistency. Consistency. People without inner strength or a strong foundation cannot be counted on day after day. Just like me, if I was to record this video and I say I'm going to have it to you Monday morning in your inbox like we do, and come Monday morning it's not there, come Tuesday it's not there, come Wednesday it's not there, finally Thursday it shows up. And then the next one shows up on a Tuesday, the next one shows up on a Friday, sometimes it doesn't show up. It's inconsistency. You lose that trust and respect for me. That's part of my character. Am I consistent? I want you to think about people around you that you value their character. Is consistency one of the things that they do well? Is your character consistent? Are you consistent with yourself and the things that you do? Not only for others, but for yourself as well. The second one I'm going to talk about today is potential. Potential is the second one, and potential we all have. And unfortunately, very few of us ever reach our fullest potential. Because with weak character, our potential is limiting. When our character is weak, our potential seems weak. Because our potential is our structure, character is our foundation. And if our foundation seems small, then we feel that we can't build a big structure upon that. So to be effective, we must possess strong character. Remember, if the foundation is weak, the structure will be limited. If the foundation is strong, then the structure can be anything that it wants to be. The potential is unlimited. Someone who is honest, disciplined, and hardworking. Here's an example of this. If you had to make a choice of who could reach their most potential, do you think that someone who is honest, disciplined, and hardworking has a better chance than that someone who is, say, deceitful, impulsive, lazy? Who do you think has a greater potential? Seems simple when you put it that way, doesn't it? Third thing is respect. Respect comes in many shapes, forms, and sizes. It comes across many barriers and different things. And this is what I know about respect is when we don't have character within, we cannot have respect without. So to be effective, we must gain respect from others, give respect to others, and most of all, we must have a high respect for ourselves. Respect is absolutely essential for leadership, whether we are leading an organization of one, including just us, or whether we're leading an organization of hundreds. Respect is essential in that. We need to make sound decisions, is how we're going to have to help gain that respect, as we make sound decisions. We're willing to admit our mistakes and grow from them and put what is best for that organization in front of our own agenda. In closing, remember this. Poor character is like a weak foundation. And in that weak foundation, it's not a matter of if it'll fail. It's a matter of when it will fail. And when that foundation fails, the structure must come down with it. So this week, I challenge us all. I challenge us all to take a look at our own character. I challenge us to ask these questions. What does my character communicate? Am I satisfied with what it is communicating? If not, what are we going to do to fix it? The second question is my character strong? Strong enough that I can reach my fullest potential? Am I building that foundation bigger so my potential is unlimited? If not, what can I do to make that foundation stronger? And the third thing is, do I do things daily? Do I do things daily to show respect for myself and others around me? If so, what are they? What are my strengths? And if not, what can I do to show more respect for myself and those that are around me? That ends our time here today. Next week, we're going to focus on how to build the character. And with this in closing, I'd like to say, until we meet again, remember, as Peter Drucker stated, this quote, he said, efficiency is doing things right. Effectiveness is doing the right things.